Welcome to Module 3, Part 1. In this module, we are going to study the feedback amplifiers and power amplifiers. Most of the physical systems are incorporated with feedbacks nowadays. Since the invention of the feedback, this feedback technique has been used in a number of electronic devices. As you all know, feedback can either be negative feedback or positive feedback. Negative feedback means it is degenerative, and positive feedback means it is regenerative. So, in this section, we are going to study the negative feedbacks. So, these are few of the properties of negative feedback. First one is desensitize the gain, which means that, as you all know, gain is sensitive to temperature. So, any variation in the temperature changes the gain. Because of this negative feedback, gain is less sensitive to the variation in the temperature. Second one is to reduce the nonlinear distortion. Reducing the nonlinear distortion means the output is proportional to the input, which means that the gain is a constant which is independent of the signal level. Any changes in the signal level, the gain will remain constant. Next is to reduce the effect of noise. So this negative feedback minimizes the contribution of unwanted noise to the output. These noises can be either through the components or due to the interferences. So this negative feedback reduces the effect of these noises. Control the input and output impedance. Negative feedback controls this input and the output impedance based on the feedback topologies. There are four feedback topologies: series shunt, shunt series, and shunt shunt, that we are going to study in the next topic. Then the next property is the important one: negative feedback increases the bandwidth of the amplifier. So all these properties are at the cost of reduced gain. So all these properties are at the cost of this reduced gain. So negative feedback reduces the gain but increases the bandwidth. So this is the general feedback structure. Here the X quantity can either be the current or voltage. The open loop amplifier gain is A. So X naught is related to the Xi signal. It is A into Xi. This output is fed back to the input of the amplifier through a feedback network. The feedback factor is beta. So Xf is equal to beta into X naught. This Xf is subtracted from the source signal Xi to get a small input signal. This Xf is subtracted from the source signal Xs to get the input signal of the amplifier Xi. So this input signal Xi is a small signal. Now the gain of the feedback network AF is given by this particular equation. It is X naught, which is the output signal, divided by Xs, which is the source signal. So here you can see X naught divided by Xs, which is the source signal. So if we substitute, we get this particular equation: X naught. So as you have seen here, X naught is A into Xi, and Xf is beta into X naught. Then Xi over here, it is subtraction of this from this. So Xi is Xs minus Xf. Then in that case, Xs will be Xi plus Xf. So we'll do the substitution over here. We'll do it over here. X naught is A Xi, and Xs is Xi plus beta x naught. So this is substitute for x naught. Again it is a into xi over here. So this will be a beta xi. This xi gets cancelled off. So what remains is a divided by 1 plus a beta. You can do the substitution for this and cancel off xi, and what remains is a divided by 1 plus a beta. Feedback amplifier gain is a divided by 1 plus a beta. A beta is the loop gain over here. So if a beta, in some cases a beta is far greater than 1. So if a beta is far greater than 1, then the gain of the amplifier AF will be equal to, so this a beta is far greater than 1, so this 1 can be neglected, a divided by a beta, which will be equal to, a get cancelled off, 1 by beta. So this is almost equal to 1 by beta. So this gives an important result which indicates that if the loop gain is greater than 1, then the feedback amplifier is completely dependent on the feedback network, that is beta. Next we'll check the relationship between the feedback signal and the source signal xs. So we'll take the equation xs equals to beta into x naught. So x naught, we know that this is beta into a into xi. Xi, we know over here it is xs minus xf. So a beta into xs minus xf. So we can solve for xs xf over here. So xf will be xf into 1 plus a beta equals to a beta xs. So xf finally will be a beta xs divided by 1 plus a beta. Then again we can have the relationship between the input signal to the amplifier and the source signal xs. So xi, we know from this particular equation it is xs minus xf. We can do the substitution here itself. So we have this xf equals to a beta xs divided by 1 plus a beta. What is xf? Xf is beta into x naught. And what is x naught? X naught is a into xi. You can substitute this x naught from this particular equation, and then we can get xf. So finally we can solve for xi directly. So xi, you will get this particular equation. Substitute for this xf from this particular equation, beta into x naught. So over here beta x naught, and this particular equation, substitute for x naught, a into xi, a beta xi equals to a beta xs divided by 1 plus a beta. What will be xi? Xi will be this a beta can cancelled off. So xi is xs divided by 1 plus a beta. So this equation. So with this we have seen the equations for the feedback amplifier gain AF, then the feedback signal XF, and the input signal XI. Thank you.